If you're looking for some good news right now, a lot of MAGA supporters are having their wives deported. If you don't know, there's a pretty common trend among some MAGA men that they marry women from other countries. You might have heard the term passport bro. Could be a country in Europe or Asia, but overall they are getting wives from other countries because American women don't like them. I've heard of multiple reports, specifically in Fresno, California, which is a pretty conservative agricultural town where I happen to have been born, that people there are being deported. One of these couples, the wife, is from France, and her 87-year-old mother is living here as well. They're both being deported despite the red MAGA hats they wear outside every single day. This has been happening a lot in California, Texas, and Florida among MAGA couples. And of course, they never thought that it was going to happen to them because they only thought it would happen to black and brown immigrants. But yes, they are actively being taken out of the country, sobbing with their red MAGA hats on. And that's the thing about this administration. They do not give a fuck about tearing families apart, even people that have been good citizens. And I do really feel for the poor grandmother who's almost 90 years old that's going to have to start a new life. But at least some of these people are learning what happens when you vote for an authoritarian because they do not care about you individually, even if you are white.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania is next on the list of Democratic cities that will be occupied. Federal officials are looking to rent an office space in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to support ICE, according to a memo that was leaked yesterday. The federal government posted a request last month for a 10-year lease for office space in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, between 12,000 and 18,000 square feet, and it needed to have room for at least 70 cubicles. NPR was the first to report that this office space will be used for ICE. This comes after the Trump administration increased ICE budget by $30 billion. Pittsburgh Mayor Ed Gainey has not responded to a request for a comment. While Pittsburgh has seen increased ICE activity this year, we haven't seen nearly the activity that LA, Chicago, and Portland have seen. But it appears that Pittsburgh is on the Trump administration's radar. If you are in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Allegheny County, or surrounding areas, call your representatives. Call the mayor's office. Call Governor Josh Shapiro's office. Make your voice heard that we want to keep our Pittsburgh neighbors safe.
So check this out. In a recent episode of Joe Rogan's podcast, he went after Donald Trump and his regime for their insane immigration policies. Just take a look.
If you've been here for 25 years, you have a family, your kids go to school here, you speak the language, you're just illegal. But you're a contributing member to the community that up until now has been protected. This is crazy to ask lower income and middle income people who are, kind of getting by. And then all of a sudden you're about to ship them to a country where they've never been. They haven't been since they were 4.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're gonna pull up their family and and they've been in the community like that. That shows no heart. And that's the problem. Like, you're not going to get any reasonable people to want to go along with that. Any kind person would look at that and go, this can't be the only way to do this.
Damn right.
Yeah, something I've never said before. Joe Rogan is exactly right. And what he articulated is the Democratic Party's position. We don't want bad people coming into the country. We believe in border security. But folks who are here, not breaking the law, contributing to their community, they should have a path to citizenship. They are good people. There is a better way to do this. It's called common sense immigration reform. It is not common sense to abduct people off the street in unmarked vehicles. Instead, let's reform the system. Make it easier for good people to come in, harder for bad people to come in.
Remember when Trump says we don't need any immigrants and went into Georgia and deported all those Koreans? 475 of them in the largest ICE raid ever. It was all over the news. They were all working undocumented on tourist visas, Estes visas, maybe even some overstayed on their visas. And then South Korea said, we're not investing in the United States anymore. You just deported 475 of our workers, and the $350 billion that we were investing in the U.S. is gone. Well, I guess money talks. And I guess Trump realized these factories don't run without immigrants. So now there's a sudden reversal. Those very same workers who got deported, they're coming back now. And they're allowed to come and work on tourist visas and ESTA visas. Anybody else who came to the airport and said, hey, I'm here to work at a factory on my tourist visa, they would be deported for misrepresentation on their visa, never to be allowed back in the United States again. But apparently in America 2025, we got double standards. When it helps Trump politically, immigrants are scapegoats. But when it helps the economy and Trump realizes we need immigrants to run this economy, welcome back and work on any visa you want. The truth is, this is a huge hypocrisy. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm Brad Bernstein. I'm an immigration lawyer in New York City.
What's up, America? Donald Trump and the Insurrection Act. So Donald Trump now says he's thinking about invoking the Insurrection Act because there's Antifa members in cities and the police or government doesn't want to do anything. Not just in Portland, Oregon either, possibly Chicago and other cities. You see, the mayors and governors of these places that are sanctuary cities are openly fighting ICE and openly fighting the Trump administration, also ordering their police not to assist. Now, of course, that's actually against the law. If you look it up, they cannot refuse assistance, and these states are. The mayors and governors are openly calling for pretty much violence against ICE and the Trump administration. So in many cases, the police are hogtied. They're ordered not to go and assist federal authorities. And some of the mayors and governors in these towns and states are openly calling for police to arrest federal agents, which obviously, as you know, a mayor or a federal judge is not the commander-in-chief here in the United States, nor are the governors. But everybody seems to think they have power to do whatever they want. A little bit of blocking here, a little bit of rescinding there, a little bit of orange man bad everywhere. But no one's actually following the law to get rid of illegal aliens and remove sanctuary cities. So now it's time for Donald Trump and his administration to come in, arrest Antifa members, send them down to El Salvador, and also jail the mayors and possibly even governors and county and state and local officials who are basically getting in the way on purpose. We've had enough of the liberal horse shit and the breaking the law with sanctuary cities. Time to end this bullshit once and for all. Let's fucking move on it.
Good morning, everyone. And just to be clear, right, we are not celebrating Independence Day, right? Well, anyway, as you already know, I live in Florida, and my friend was leaving Florida to go to Georgia, and she snapped a picture of this right here, and it's between I-4 and I-75. She even gave me the map to like where it's located. But I don't recall this big flag, but maybe I wasn't paying attention, and let me know if you've seen this flag there before. Please just give me a thumbs up if you did. Not thumbs up that you like the flag, okay? Let's be perfectly clear. This is the most racist state ever. But I just think it's kind of funny because if they did erect the flag today and, you know, in the name of, I guess, their Independence Day, yeah, nothing speaks to independence and freedom for people than a flag that tried to oppress and keep enslaved black people. Yeah. But yeah, this is the world that we live in, which we have alligator Alcatraz, and then we have people that want the whole Latino population just gone in an alligator's mouth. It's not lost upon me that alligators are being used as a deterrent, and knowing the histories of alligators back in the days when slavery existed, well, you already know. And let's not forget that Donald Trump already used the word indentured servitude. Just replace it with slaves. And I think that's exactly what he wants for these people that are in the country that were trying to make a better life, is to provide free labor for farmers, construction company, and everything else. We are definitely going back.
Hello everyone, my name is Anthony. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and let's continue watching and make conclusion later because this video gets interesting as we go by. So let's continue watching and make our conclusions at the end of the video. It's amazing to have you here.
Why aren't they taking gang members? Why is ICE not taking gang members and serious criminals? You have to ask yourself that question. And once you hear yourself say it out loud, come up with an answer. Why do you think ICE is doing all of these raids and they're going to places where people actually work, like restaurant workers, farmers, car wash attendants? Why is ICE going after? Trump said he was going to get rid of the worst of the worst. He was going to start with the worst of the worst. He has yet to do that at all. There are known gangs and gang members and leaders of gangs, like very well known to the government in this country, and none of them have been taken by ICE. So you want to know what I think? I'll tell you exactly what I think. The reason that they're targeting regular, hard-working, undocumented workers, but a lot of them are documented. They're just grabbing them, you know, but they're not going into the really dangerous neighborhoods. So the reason they're doing it is because they want to damage our economy.
We have serious breaking news right now. California Governor Gavin Newsom has confirmed that the federal government, the Trump administration, is preparing to take over the California National Guard and send in thousands of federal military troops on the ground in Los Angeles. In a new statement issued minutes ago, Governor Newsom says the federal government is moving to take over the California National Guard and deploy 2,000 soldiers. That move is purposefully inflammatory and will only escalate tensions. The Guard has been admirably serving LA throughout recovery. This is the wrong mission and will erode public trust. Folks, this is getting very serious very fast. And I cannot overstate how serious it really is if Donald Trump bypasses Governor Newsom and brings in the National Guard, federalizes the National Guard, invokes the Insurrection Act to do so, or invokes some type of other legal mechanism to bring the National Guard in under federal authorities to quell civil unrest. Spread the word, especially if you're in LA. Be mindful right now and follow along for all the news you need to know about.
Donald Trump made a statement that he might allow the migrants that are in prison to go work on farms. I mean, some of them were working on the farm as that was their choice. Not all of them. Some of them were working at Home Depot. Some of them were working in the hotel. Most of them were working, doing various jobs. Now he's saying he's going to release them to go work on the farms and let the farmer take responsibility of the migrants. They're going to call it owner responsibility. They should call it MDS, modern day slavery, because that's what that would be. And that's what it will be, a modern day slavery, point blank period. I'm not quite sure why you think farmers should be in charge or, in control of anybody. They were working on the farm on their own, some of them, not all of them, on their own. You guys decide to round them up and lock them up. Now you pondering on the idea to release them to go work on the farms and have the farmer be in control or in charge of them. That should be modern day slavery. That's what that is. To us black folks, that's screaming slavery. So the idea of that, I just think it's a crock of doo-doo shit, my opinion, here. But, you see, we're in trouble, America, any brown, black, anybody that's, not a white man, we are in trouble. This thing is going way too far. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be reversed anytime soon. Anyway, you guys have a blessed day. All right? Give me your comments. Take care. Bye-bye.
I have so many Hispanic haters down my DM calling me names, saying I have no heart, I'm not empathetic with the mass deportations. First of all, I voted for that. But second of all, I want to clarify something. I want to take you guys back to 2017 when President Trump offered DACA a pathway to citizenship on 3 separate occasions, okay? All he said was, give me money for my border wall and border security. And I'll include a pathway for over 1.2 million people, contingent that they do have a criminal record, have jobs, etc. Democrats, under the leadership of Nancy Pelosi as Speaker of the House, denied it on 3 separate occasions. And you want me to feel bad? See, every other racial or ethnicity in this country, whether it's Jewish Americans, whether it's, smart ones, right? Because we have a lot of retarded ones. Whether it's the Syrian people, President Trump was open to meeting with everybody this last election cycle, and he did. Libertarians, the Maga people in Kennedy's camp, the Cuban Americans, they all get things done in Washington, D.C. You're telling me Mexican Americans and Hispanics that want amnesty or some sort of pathway to citizenship aren't able to organize rally and meet with President Trump before the election? Why don't you guys do that? Oh, because you can't organize and you can't get shit done. All you can do is cry racism when shit goes bad, like it's happening right now. Yeah, that's why I don't feel bad.
So my special thanks to everyone who has watched this video to the end. It means a lot to me. So what we are discussing in this video is how Trump played the Maga Fanbase on immigration. So first of all, the group of people I would like to discuss is the Independents and the Bunny Bros. So Bunny Bros decided that they won't vote in for this lady because I don't know why. Trump had style, Trump had character. That's what they claimed, and they didn't vote Harris. They decided to vote Trump. So now, Trump is separating these families, deporting people who have been here for close to 30 years to countries where they have never been, they don't have much going on there. They have probably invested everything here in the United States, and what's happened to them? They are being deported. So it's really crazy what's happening in the United States at the moment. So the Bunny Bros, the Independents, they are all angry at Trump because if you remember during the campaign, Trump was targeting the Trendiarangua members who are here terrorizing residents of the United States. That's what he claimed. And when he came to power, the people he is focused on arresting are law-abiding American citizens, American people, right? People who have been here, people who have done everything by the law, people who are paying taxes, people who are building our country in a positive way, people who are contributing positively to the communities in our country. But instead of Trump making it easier for these people to gain citizenship, he is doing the opposite. He is deporting them. So this is leaving our farms empty, our construction sites are empty. You know, our factories they are being empty because no one is showing up for work. So tell me in the comment section, how will we compete with the likes of China, with the likes of Vietnam, who are upcoming economic powerhouses, Canada, Mexico? How will we compete with these countries when in the real essence we don't have a massive workforce doing production here in the United States of America? So tell me in the comment section, what do you think about all this saga? And as I usually say, stay safe, stay focused, stay alert, stay blue, vote blue, talk blue, discuss blue, wear blue. And until the next video, thank you for your attention to this matter.